Very recently, I had a chat about beach tennis, and I was appalled that I had no idea that a sport like that even existed in India. I spoke about it in detail, and that's when I realized that I had to make a video about it. And today, we are going to be discussing about beach tennis and a lot of racket sports. Welcome Unnat Sangle to my channel, who is India's first beach tennis player and also #1 in India right now.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. We have been trying to do this since the past 20 days now, I think, and it's finally happened.
This is something that I really wanted to try because not a lot of people are actually aware about the sport, and also if there is a platform where not just me but anyone who's pursuing the sport, if they can talk about, I think the more people know, I think it's better.
Of course.
This is an established sport, but it's not there in India, so I think it's a movement to start, and I think if we are starting or there is any help, I think it's always good.
But what is beach tennis? Like, I saw even Google didn't have much to say, even ChatGPT didn't have much to say when I asked about beach tennis in India.
So beach tennis, you can maybe in the simplest format, it's like playing badminton on the sand. So people thought whenever say beach tennis, when you say tennis, that it has to have a bounce, and how beach sand will have a bounce, how ball will bounce on it. It's not like that. It's like you're playing aerial. It's a volley game. It is called tennis. Is one of the reasons it was taken up by Federation of Tennis. So that's one of the reasons, and second is the pointing system is similar to tennis. So that was the two main reasons, and even the ball is a tennis type 2 ball. So tennis ball is maybe a little heavier.
It is a very misleading name, I must say.
It was originated in Italy. It has always been passionate about beach games in general, and now if you see all the countries in South America, everyone, Brazil, Peru, Argentina, they all are playing this massively. Asia, I think it's Japan and Thailand now have some trend going on. Even Australia is doing well in it.
So how did you get introduced to beach tennis?
Honestly, I've always been a racket sport player. So I have my elder brother who plays tennis for India. I have played badminton professionally. So we always playing racket sports. Luckily, maybe I was good in studies simultaneously. So I decided to pursue academics as well as sports. I think the time my brother was playing a tournament in Paris, he was in France. He saw people playing beach tennis, and then he contacted me, and it was a random call, not like he wanted us to play. It was more like he informed me that this happened or something like that. And I was also very active on the website of Tennis Federation, that is ITF, International Tennis Federation. At the time I started looking for beach tennis on that, and I said, okay, this is what he was talking about. And of course, since you have already played a racket sport, you Google it, you get a YouTube video on it. It's like, oh, this is something I can try. And that was the instinct that led to us pursuing the sport. We also, there's no beach tennis racket in India, so we had to actually take it from US. We had to pay extra custom duty on it, and luckily we got a tournament to play, and we went there as a rookie. But by the time we were done with the tournament, I think we were aware that this is something that we want to move ahead with. I've also taken India to World Championship. I was a captain. I took the Indian contingent there. To reach that point, to get us qualified, there's a lot of things I have to do in between 3 years.
Do you think that beach tennis might get the kind of recognition it deserves? Because we as a country are struggling to recognize any other sport apart from cricket, now maybe football.
Yes and no. I mean, for us in India, from last 8 years, you can say, there's a lot of changes in sports as a industry. The sports that are part of Olympics, now we are seeing a growth in it. I think post Neeraj Chopra, you can say now track and field will get more enlightenment because of Manu Bakar, or in general we have done good in shooting. Because of that, people in India now consuming Olympics as a big deal. So considering that, this sport is part of Olympic Games, but it's not part of Summer Olympics or Winter Olympics. There's more event that happens that is called ANOC World Beach Games. So it's the Association of National Olympic Committee. So it's already is part of Olympic Games. So beach tennis is part of that. So if you compare it with other sports that are developed in India, definitely this sport will have more chances to get a recognition. I hope it will be faster than other sport.
I hope
That's
so too.
true.
I mean, I hope it's as fast as pickleball.
Yes, I really hope.
And what other kind of racket sports that you think has a future in India? Because I think like last year in Olympics, badminton was still way more known than a lot of other racket sports,
True.
especially tennis.
Every sport needs its own ecosystem. So if the people who are consuming the sport, if they are not actively consuming, then that means the business will not be given to the sport. Similarly, I think anything that is happening in cricket, people want to take the rights, and then more people are consuming it. For racket sports, that's the biggest struggle. We have maybe legacy in badminton. We are having very good players from maybe Prakash Padukone, or from there till now. I think we have good doubles pair where we can definitely get a medal, or maybe definitely PV is doing amazing. So we have people who we can back, and that happened because of the shift. And I think maybe for badminton, it's the second biggest sport that is played in India after cricket. Everyone plays badminton.
Wow.
So that is something that definitely that shift happened because of, in a way it's because of Saina, where we got the bronze medal, and after that I can see maybe when I was playing it, we were idolizing other country players like Lee Chong, Wei Lin Dan. Now if you talk to younger generation, they have already seen PV Sindhu playing it, or they have seen Ashwini Ponappa playing doubles, and these are the people they are pursuing and they are taking it up. Doubles in tennis is not a big deal even worldwide, and we are actually have our dominance in doubles. Probably Leander Pace, Mahesh Bhupati, Yuki Bhamri is doing well. Rohan Bopanna definitely now is at the legend level. So we have a great legacy. Even Sania Mirza, who is playing mixed doubles, have a lot of Grand Slam with it. But in consumption of tennis, again, when we talk about consumption, it's with the TV rights and everything. Singles will always have a more preference because we idolize, we consume. Okay, there's someone playing tennis, and tennis as a sport, if you compare it with badminton or any mass sport, to be honest, mass sport becomes mass sport when you can play the sport.
Okay.
If you don't know tennis and I know tennis, there is no way I can play with you.
Right.
So we all are talking about Maya, and I think we have to understand that even though she is from India, she is not playing in India. She's definitely not gonna play in India because the growth of the sport happens, or the player development happens, when there is a better circuit. So if you are at a level, let's say you are competing at a good level, to level up you need to play with people who are better than you. Once you reach that level in India, there is no way you cannot surpass that, because you are playing with people who are actually not competing at a level, or they are not at your level. So there is no growth. Somdev Devvarman, for example, which is someone who was playing good tennis when we were growing up, he was playing US circuit. Maya is actually part of Rafael Nadal Academy. She is in Spain. She is not playing Indian circuits. They come to India to represent India for main events, like probably for Commonwealth. She was part of Billie Jean Cup, she was part of, she came back. If you compare, the global tennis is also affected because the only way people are making money is Grand Slams. Because us as a consumer, like even I like to watch tennis, I don't think I can watch every tournament that is happening, because maybe the Indian channels will not take the rights. That's a similar case for other as well. I think if you see all the Davis Cup Indian matches, you will see it on DD Sports, and it's not something that they have bid for it. It's something that Davis Cup team or us as an Indian tennis fraternity have requested them to broadcast it.
Understood.
But you will always see Grand Slam being telecast on Star Sports or Sony or whatever platforms are there. So that means the sport is being consumed in India, but it is not at the level where we can see, okay, grassroots are doing well, or our Indian players are there.
I understand we are a population of 1 billion people. Why are we not doing a lot of other sports? Like China also has population, but they're killing it in everything.
True.
Why not us?
I think it's also to do with government support. I think it's something that people may not be aware of. Last 3 years back, tennis was added as a recognized sport in Maharashtra. So imagine before that, whoever was playing tennis from Maharashtra as a state, they're not getting any benefit. So imagine it takes so much time for us to actually change anything. We call it GR, that is something that government works on. Like it's a document which has a specific rules where like how you will get money or from government, how government can help you with it. To rectify that, it takes so many years. So imagine for a growth of sport or a new sport. And if you see why tennis, like cricket is doing well, is because of people of India have consumed it in a way. It's not like the government did some initiative, a drive, or locally it went and gave free ball and bat saying you have to try this sport. That did not happen. It's actually the other way around, where they actually said, okay, like this is a sport you can take care of. I think if you want a true development of any sport, it is from us, it's people. If we go and have more conversations about other sport, I think maybe post social media or maybe because of the reels or whatever you call it, because of that now there is a shift. The sport called Boshia that is in Winter Olympics. Maybe there is a luge where we have our 6-time Olympian Shiva Keshwan performing it. Maybe people consume it on the reel and then they land it on here. I think that's how even I'm expecting people will just consume it because of me or whatever reason, but then they will understand and then they will ask for it, or if there is a more discussion, then there are chances that the sport will get what it deserves.
So you told me that you're like huge in pickleball and paddle.
I got introduced to these sports because of my previous company. Because I was leading a project for Mumbai and I had to go and visit. I think that's how I got to know about paddle. Pickleball, I have already played pickleball when I was in Thailand. For pickleball, it's a massy sport because everyone can play pickleball. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, but everyone can play pickleball, but it's more like you can learn it, but you cannot master it quickly. But whereas if you compare it with paddle, paddle is a probably goated sport. It's more like tennis, where you need to understand the grip matters a lot. If you are playing it with a wrong grip, you'll have more injuries. It's also to do with the setup, entire setup, whereas paddle has walls behind it. So definitely it also requires, like in a tennis or any other racket sports, if you swing and miss the shot, there is no way you can hit it again. But with paddle, if you swing it, there is one more bounce you can take it. Whereas for pickleball, since it's easy to play, it was started in US by a few old people. That's how the origin story. Okay, there is also origin story. People say there was a Mexican prince and there was he has a dog named Pickle and used to take the ball. They used to play tennis in his smaller backyard, which is, if you see pickleball, it's like a half tennis court. So that's how he was playing it, and since he was constantly stealing the ball, we call it pickleball. That's the story that we got to know. But actually it got promoted because of people who were playing tennis probably in their prime age, but once they became older, maybe 60 or 70, they did not want to run around. They wanted more of a volley game where they can stand and hit the shot. They don't want to run. So that's how they just change the grip and they alter it and saying, okay, this is easier to play. So it was actually started for old people. So now you can understand why I said ki, okay,
anyone can play. Because if I play pickleball as a form of workout, it's not actually workout, right?
See, technically everything is a workout if you're burning calories. But if you're looking at from the, let's say, burning calories for your muscles, or you're actually engaging your muscles, I don't think you are. Probably you're just using your wrist. Nothing else. Like no other body part is actually being utilized at that level. Or maybe you're standing on your calves at times if there is some calf muscle used. That's it.
So when it comes to pickleball, like I came to know about pickleball because I started watching all F1 drivers play it all the time. So I was like, what is the sport? To realize that the court is literally 5 minutes away from my house, and that's when I started playing pickleball. And as you said, it's very easy. Like it's just like this 1 hour you play post dinner with your friends, and you're like, okay, that was fun. You know, it's just that. But do you think that pickleball, like now I'm reading that there are so many tournaments happening in pickleball. People are actually like going to Paris and France to play pickleball. Do you think that India pickleball, it's a trend or is it here to stay?
Initially, when I got to know about the sport and the growth of it, I really thought it's a trend. But now when I look at the market, definitely it's not a trend. I feel it's gonna stay. There are organizations working and conducting bigger tournaments. Probably in Asia region, we are conducting very massive tournaments. And even here, I think at Nesco, there was a tournament which was bigger, like monsoon pickleball tournament, and there is a world pickleball tournament that is happening in India. So I think the sport is gonna grow bigger. One of the reason why I said it's gonna stay is because maximum tennis courts being converted into pickleball courts, and that shows that people who are facility owners may or may not understand the sport, but they understand business, and more users are engaging with pickleball than tennis. That means that's something that as a tennis player it is disheartening. I really don't want that, but I can see that this sport is growing. That means it's gonna stay. Definitely paddle has a bigger market, but it's still growing as a classy sport, and the problem with classy sport is like how paddle is growing in Mumbai or in India is people are actually going for paddle for a venture capitalist meeting or a business meeting,
like
or
golf.
Mini golf.
Yeah.
That's how people are consuming, where they really don't want outsiders to play also. They want our 4 people, 5 people, we book our slot, we'll engage, and that's it, and we'll leave. They don't want more people barging in, nothing like that. And that's basically, they want to have their meetings there. So if you come see, and like if you watch people playing paddle in and around Mumbai, not everyone is a good player.
Yeah.
Because the purpose is not to actually learn it and compete it at a level, and I really want to go up and play international tournaments. No. That might backfire for the sport, because if the more you are keeping it close, the chances of that sport dying goes more.
Right.
So you need to have that understanding, where on the globally the sport is growing faster. Definitely Europe is doing massive investment in paddle, but that doesn't mean that everyone, like how people in India is consuming this sport is different than how people are consuming outside.
Wake up, guys.
Yes.
Which cities or states do you think in India, out of research that you have done, are consuming sports more than just cricket?
I will give you analysis based on racket sports. Okay, definitely Mumbai is part of it, but it's not in top 4. Okay, so first is Bangalore, because that's a massive for badminton. Definitely growing faster for pickleball and paddle. In general, Bangalore is very woke for squash as well. That's one of the niche sport in the racket sports, but it's very active. And definitely tennis is something that is part of all the cities that I will mention. Second is Delhi. If you compare Delhi NCR, yes,
really?
it is, because it's massive for tennis. Yeah, Delhi have a very good facility for tennis. Again, the way we consume, like for us in Mumbai, the biggest setback is we don't have space. So that's why we only have one golf course. Whereas in Delhi there are multiple, like entire region of Delhi has multiple golf courses. So people playing golf is what? They're again doing it like a business. They're not actually pursuing the sport. Similarly, they have number of tennis courts is also because people who have money, or they are now at a level where they can enjoy the sport. That's one of the reason they are building more tennis courts, and that's one of the reason people are playing more tennis there. Again, it's not very big for badminton per se, but it's bigger for squash. It's bigger for pickle and paddle definitely now. It's big for TT as well, because maximum nationals happen there. Then third is Hyderabad. It's because of Padukone. I think it's something that we have to be thankful. I think as a former badminton player, I would say I think Padukone Academy is something that we always look up to. As a kid, I really wanted to go there and play. So I think definitely that is one of the reasons. And people in general in Hyderabad really pursue badminton as a sport. Like if you go there, everyone wants to play badminton.
Understood.
And that is something that actually converts into consumption of sport. And then it's us. So even for pickle paddle, definitely we will always be number 1, because that's something that our in general, the vibe, the community, Mumbai per se, they really enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
It's also to do with we are not just a financial capital, we are also fashion capital. So anything that is trending in the world, anywhere else in India, it may or may not affect, but it will definitely affect Mumbai because people want to take it up. People want to see, okay, this is happening there in Paris, it will happen in Mumbai, I will make sure it will happen. Ever since pickle and paddle are part of it, people thought that tennis will die. That was the first conversation that we used to have with different facility owners. But because of this conversation, people who were playing tennis or they were associated with tennis, something within them shifted, and now there is a pro tennis who hates pickle and paddle.
I can understand why.
Literally, they go and say no, they don't like people who play pickleball. They are okay with paddle because it's similar. The rackets, not just style, but the grip is kind of similar, and it's an arm game. Whereas pickleball is primarily, even though tennis player plays very good pickleball, but it's a wrist game where badminton can also take it up, a TT player can also take it up. But for paddle, you need to play tennis to actually say, okay, you're good at it. So that is a community is actually backing, saying no, we want more players playing tennis. And I think that's the something that needs to be done was this, that their ego should have been hurt. Okay, now we need to do something for tennis. And now people are consuming tennis more. Like on the television, we all are watching Grand Slams.
Me, I'm a living example of this. Like I knew about it, but like this is the year where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna create content, watch like every Grand Slam and every match I can. I watch the qualifiers also now. Like uske pehle I was just watching from semis.
This shift happened. Is it only because you got introduced to the sport, or also because of consumption on your Instagram or whatever social media?
I don't think it was Instagram and social media, because my Instagram and social media algorithm was only motorsports.
Okay, perfect.
I got into it because like I was in bed in a surgery and I didn't have anything to do and the Olympics was on, and I watched tennis and other sports and I was like, hey, this is fun, why am I not following it apart from the Olympics?
Nice.
And that's when I followed, and now I'm hooked.
The way people now consuming it or shifting towards these racket sports was way different what it was earlier, where we were not being taught in a way, okay, this is how the sport is being played, or there are tutorial videos. There is no even YouTube was not a bigger deal. So now we are talking, if the YouTube was not there, then there is definitely no other platform showing anything.
Of course.
So it is always with, if someone around me achieved something big, and that is something worked for cricket, was that you always have someone in your not in your family, but maybe in your vicinity, in your locality, that someone reach at least a Ranji or something. And that is something that we want, that when we talk about sports as a career, that's the shift we want. Our parents, like maybe their parents or whoever is parenting in general, they want their kid to have a secure career. And if they don't have right examples, or we cannot give right example to them, like look at him, he did something or she did something, that's one of the reason the other sports are dying. Because if someone who started doing cricket and they started making good money because of whatever the ecosystem developed, I don't want to go there, but if that's not happening for the particular sport that your child is playing, then you will always feel like
why
10th के बाद तो नहीं हो रहा, आप boards पे concentrate कीजिए.
But then like nowadays I've been talking a lot to like motorsport people, you know, working in racing, and they told me it's very expensive. You are not earning money unless you probably reach Formula 1, and it's just giving out too much money. Do you think that is also, forget cricket, forget football, but when it comes to racket sports, is it a big investment?
I think there is some commonality is how I think for each racket sports, I think it will be different. But I will take two primary sports that when I say primary, it's primary for Indian context. I don't want to say that table tennis is not primary sport. Probably it is there in China, it's very famous. In anywhere in East Asia, it's amazing good. But for Indian context, it's always been badminton versus tennis.
Tennis.
These are the primary racket sports we consume. To answer your questions, if someone reaches to F1, then they start making money. It's same with tennis. Whoever has reached top 50, they are the only people who are making money. Reason being, people who are actually consuming the sport, they are only consuming Grand Slams. They are not consuming any other tournament. If people are not consuming, like general audience, that means people are not actually going and watching it actually in the stadium. If there is a ATP Challenger happening, WTA happened in Mumbai, tickets were free, nobody went.
Oh.
So yeah. So if that is, it's a big event, right?
Yeah.
WTA is actually a big event. Nobody went. So even if ATP Challenger is happening in Pune, you can actually walk in. I think probably 100, 200 rupees. But you'll always see stadiums are empty. Unless there is some big player is playing, like long back Ferrer played here, or during Davis Cup one time, I think 2008 or 9, Nadal was here. That was the only time when people actually went. Or maybe for the finals, all whoever is in that region will come and sit for the match, and you will see stadium being full. But it's not because of people actually bought the tickets. So if people are not consuming other events, like who are not Grand Slam events, any other tournament, ATP 1000, ATP 200, if people are not consuming on the television, that means people are not buying their rights. If people are not buying rights, that means there is no ad space that is being distributed. So there is no other brands who are coming in. If you are just gonna say, okay, this is my event, it's a global event, 50 different country men are gonna play this tournament, I will only give you banner space because there is no television, so I cannot give you distribution rights. Definitely it will affect the ecosystem.
Of course.
You are playing Grand Slam, let's say French Open, which is happening in Paris, okay? And there is a one more tournament which is like ATP 200, 250, let's say ATP 250 happening in Paris. Whoever is traveling from India is going to spend same amount of money, right? But if you get one round in your Grand Slam, you're getting money. But if you're winning one round here, you're getting points, but you're not going to make money. Investment is so much that they have traveled, they have booked everything that was required. And a player treats a tournament like a tournament. It doesn't treat like the level. You're competing with one player and you are in your court. You have to play a match. Match is a match. But now the expense part of it so much. And now if you say you have to play Grand Slam, you have to have more points. You need to qualify. So you have to go through this. So unless this is not fixed, this will be affected. Something good happened this year was when a lot of top singles player paired up to play a mixed doubles. So that was needed because now the ecosystem, if you see, tennis is only sport which has a actually working for equal pay for women.
It was happening. Venus Williams was fighting for it, right?
Exactly. Billie Jean King, who started it. Venus, Serena, Sharapova, they were all active in it now. Like Andy Murray, who's always speaking about it, that it should be like that. So that's something that is a very good part. But again, to have an ecosystem, women tennis players who are not in top 50 or maybe in top 20, they are barely making any money. They are probably losing more money. So anyone who doesn't have a sponsorship or endorsement or nothing, it's difficult. On the other hand, if it's a massy sport like badminton, it's about competition. Because more people are playing. If everyone can play the sport, then you can take it up and then you will learn the sport. Then there is more people playing it. So the competition is there. Probably for Mumbai suburb, that's the biggest district. Not geographically, but number of players. You'll have more entries for Mumbai suburbs or Greater Mumbai. These are two districts we have in Mumbai for badminton. Imagine alone Mumbai suburb, for each category there is more than 200 people. Each category means under 13, under 15,
oh
under
my
17.
God.
Now you can multiply with number of districts or whatever. And then that's the number and you're reaching there.
That's huge.
So the reason this cutoff is affected here in badminton or any mass sport is corruption. Because to break that, to become that person, you need to have some special help. Otherwise it's not going to happen. So it's ugly.
Oh my God, I did not know that it was that
two reasons. These are the two reasons why it is being affected. The way badminton is growing in India, or maybe because of this pickle paddle hype, and now that the contrary side tennis is doing well, I think within 5 years we will definitely be doing very well, and we will definitely having more idols, more players who parents will look up to.
And I really hope that happens, because I think we as a country deserve other sports
Yes.
recognition. I think we have the talent, it's just the jazba to reach there, which
100%.
is gonna take some time. So this was a great chat about racket sports in general. Thank you so much for telling me that pickleball is going to stay, so I am going to concentrate on pickleball a little more, because I thought it's a trend. Honestly, I was just playing for a fun Friday night with my friends, but now I will take it seriously. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for taking out time and actually enlightening me about beach tennis. Hopefully I will play beach tennis someday as well, and it will be under you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I hope. I'm planning to start a facility in Mumbai, so I think I'll let you know.
Please
I would
do.
love to have
Yeah.
more people. I
Yeah.
think more new learners
Yeah.
to play the sport. So yes.
But I have a question. If you're teaching beach tennis in Mumbai, where is that? Because we have no beach.
Well, it's not like we don't have a beach. We do
But
have
yeah.
Juhu and Warsaw. And
They're just
even-
there.
Yes.
They're not
Or if
beach.
you want to go up, maybe
Yeah.
Dhanu and
Yeah.
Kedava is
Yeah.
there. But we do not have clean beach,
Yeah.
if that's something
Yeah.
that. But I think the way I started playing sport, it's been 4 years now I'm playing beach tennis. When I was playing the sport, I also bought the equipments to clean the beach, because that's how I have to invest so much, that I have bought nets, I have bought rackets, balls, everything, and along with that, since we don't have clean beach, tools to clean the beach. So then we can, so every time if I want to play, let's say we used to play at Warsaw, if we are playing at 4 or we are playing at 5, I have to reach at 4, or people who are working with me have to reach 4 to clean the beach.
So it's a 2-in-1 thing, because we definitely need beaches and we definitely need tennis on the beach. And I
Yes.
will come and help you for both.
Perfect.
Because
Okay.
I'm such a beach person, I would love to clean them so that we can just hang there as human beings. We deserve
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something that we don't do it in Mumbai, that barefoot walking. Like
Yeah.
anywhere you go, you remove your shoes and you walk towards it,
Yeah.
towards the sea.
Yeah.
Here you don't do it.
Yeah.
It's risky. You don't know
Yeah.
what you will have.
I don't even
Something will
remember
start.
the last time I went to a beach in Mumbai, because like सोच के ही ऐसे लगता है कि यार मैं जाऊंगी 10 लोग आ जाएंगे आजू बाजू, ये दो वो दो, ऐसा करो वैसा करो, then
True.
what's the point? Rather just go to a place where you have shanti.
Yes.
But thank you so much for coming. It was a very insightful chat.
Thank
And
you for
definitely,
having me. I think
no,
it's
of course,
amazing
of course.
to discuss this. I
Yeah.
love it.
And hopefully we will also play badminton someday.
Yes.
That's one sport I'm pretty mediocre at. Like I can play.
Okay.
Yeah. If you smash and all, then I'm out. But I can play.
I will try.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.